Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday, January 23rd. Another big day in a stretch of big old days. I think it's that time of year. It's that time of year, and it's just it's that time of the cycle. No, it's not the 8th inning, and it's not the 9th. It's what is that nonsense you hear out there? You guys see all these predictions and calls that, guys, it's really late. It's really late in the cycle, man. It's better be taking. Actually, that's not bad advice. Taking profits. We should definitely be taking profits if you got them. Only part that worries me is I don't think a lot of people are really in profits. In fact, when I look out there, the big names, the whales, they're in profits. You guys notice that? At least the way I see it, it's like those big accounts, the big whale dudes, they're in profits. They seem to be winning left and right. And the guys who are that second tier, third tier, the guys, hey man, I don't think we're bottom feeders. I got a little too much self-respect for that, but I don't feel like we're all sitting in profits and eating, and I think that's kind of skewed where people think we're at in the cycle. That's why I think this cycle's truly different. And I mean it, you guys know. But I think this cycle's different. The guys who make money, a lot of money, are certainly making it. They are eating it. Feels to them like late in the cycle. And you see other things lining up like normies coming in. And I know, dude, volatility, I'm sorry. We're not bottom dwellers. We're not. But you see like on the Apple App Store, finance apps and crypto apps, right? Those are the top applications right now. And again, normally these are signs that you're later in the cycle, closer to the end than you are to the beginning. But the people I know who are in the trenches and trading are not winning all that much. And so I think there's a lot of confusion out there as far as where we're at. And there's a lot of people reading it incorrectly that we're late. I don't think we're late. I could maybe argue we're halfway through. And halfway through, meaning we have a year to go. So I'd argue we're halfway through the bull market. But with a year, maybe more to go, and with the best part still ahead of us, we're going to get a little peek at some charts and get a better idea of where we're actually at. And like always, I love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. So get ready to share that. For now, though, smash the like on the show. And, hey, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. 7 days a week, we're live streaming every freaking morning now, going on. It's over a year and a half now. Keeping you guys plugged into what's happening out here, the hottest metas, the coins that are cooking, the things you got to be looking at. We're right on top of that here. So make sure you're subscribed here to SlamX Official on YouTube. And very, very close here to the next phase of the bull. An AI agent powered by CryptoSlam data. He's still giving away his tokens. He's still giving them away, and that's not going to last much longer. In fact, that cutoff might be today. It might be tomorrow. I don't know. So at least for now, you probably want to start or still engage with him. Tweet at him. Tag a couple friends. He's going to send you some trivia. You get it right. Or if he just likes you, which he doesn't like many people, but if he likes you, he's going to send you some tokens. And a big update coming here imminently. I think it's not today. The big update could be. But tomorrow might be an interesting day. So give the bull a follow. It's the Bull AI. And then, of course, follow us at CryptoSlam.io over on X. If you want to see what's going on in the ecosystem, obviously stay tuned here, but you can also go to slamai.xyz, check out the Slam token light paper, get a cool idea of what's happening here. Safe to say it's interesting stuff, that if you're in AI agents, tokens, launch pads, all that. I think we check every single one of those boxes. People don't know yet. I'm glad. And they will. Have a look over there. I think you're going to like it. All right, big morning this morning. We had this date circled on the calendar. We knew it was coming. The moment's here. I'm talking about Anime Coin. Anime Coin is officially live. This is the token. Well, it is from Azuki. But you know how things work here. You set up a foundation, you do it under another name, whatever. Anime Chain. I don't know if Anime Chain is live, right? I don't know if the chain itself is live, but Anime Coin certainly is. That went live just an hour ago. Looking pretty decent, too. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Anytime we have audio with their promo videos, I like to play it because they've got such great animation. Like, respect. You know what I mean? Freaking respect. So I want to show it in its full glory here. Check this out. By the way, we have Jared coming on the second half of the show. So we go beyond an hour. We might have Red Rum on today, too. Fantastic freaking AI artist. I don't even like to say AI artist, but fantastic artist. Primarily uses AI tools. He's phenomenal. Has a big drop coming up soon. Metamorphosis. Incredible. I think it's his best collection to date. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to get the guy on. Dude, I've collected him for years. Awesome to see his growth. All right, check this out. Cool shit. Dude, awesome. Azuki's eating. Azukis are eating. I love it. I root for everybody here. So today's the day to root for Azuki. There are Azuki holders, the elemental holders, the beans holders. I'm pumped for these guys. By the way, I didn't say good morning to you guys. Let me rewind a little bit. Volatility GM, Christian, good morning. Katz, good morning. John, good morning. Cosmos GM, Zaid, good morning. Cutie, good morning. Christian, good morning. 51 minutes left in the... No. Where I'm at, it's 8 a.m. Nice and early. A lot of day to go here. All right, so Anime, did you guys claim? Did you get it? Do you have an Azuki? Do you have anything in their world, or are you part of the partner communities? It's looking really interesting. I wonder if people look at the token. We're going to look at price. It's actually doing decent so far. And I still wonder if people are undervaluing it because the news that came along with this, and I'm talking about more like yesterday, day before, that wasn't big news. It wasn't splashy news. I don't know that they even had anything new to reveal. It's a blockchain, an infrastructure for building out anime to fund animators and anime projects, to find a way to reward people participating and watching. But that's it. We don't have the announcement of a platform. We don't have exactly the design of what rewards would look like. It might just be that we have a blockchain launching and then details to come as it's built out. It could be. But I think there's a lot of value to that kind of ecosystem. This is kind of what we dreamed up years ago. And finally, that's starting to happen. So I wonder if we underestimate how big this could be already. That said, market cap's looking spicy. So pre-market, we were trading in a decent spot. Over $1 billion. Over $1 billion. If you check something like whales.market, coin looked pretty damn decent. I know it blew away most people's expectations on Hyperliquid as well. But it was hard to get a feel for where this token should be, where it would live, what's the range it's going to trade in. And again, on pre-markets, I think people were pleasantly surprised. They did announce those partner communities who would get airdrops. I think this is a comprehensive list here. I know Cyberkongs feel a little slighted, and I don't blame them. There's a list here that includes projects that I don't even know if they're active anymore, that I don't know if they're building, that had raised VC money, and I guess that's fine. By the way, there are some great projects on here, too. Seeing Midnight Breeze on there makes me feel a certain kind of way. Love that. Love Dutch Tide. Neo Tokyo on there, great. Oni Force, awesome. Right, there's some great projects on here, and I'm not knocking any of them specifically, too. But seeing this list and knowing Kongs belong on there, Kongs are part of the Anime Foundation, too, or the Anime... is it a DAO? I remember there was an initial list of projects who were part of this anime ecosystem. Kongs were there because maybe this is the problem. So you think of Kongs, you think pixelated art. I'm not going to make this super Kongs focused, by the way. But you think pixelated art, a lot of people forget 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, they minted their Genkai collection. Very anime. I mean, it's an anime collection. And people love it. It's done fantastically. And so you would have thought they would have been here, especially they've got their connections to Zagabond, right? They're all OG projects here. I know Henry's, I don't know if he's friends with Zagabond, but they know each other. So there was kind of maybe an expectation that Kongs would be on this list, and they're not. And maybe it's forgotten. Maybe, I don't know. But it is a bummer to see the Kongs continue to get overlooked, especially when they have such a killer anime collection. They're building anime. They have a manga, right? They're doing the work. They're putting in the time, and they're hustling. And maybe should have been there. But we can say next time, and hopefully, more of an oversight. But guys, here is the anime coin. $1.3 billion market cap. It's pretty fucking great. I think it is. That's a spicy market cap to come out. It's honestly, it blows away my expectations. I'm thinking of, maybe I'm thinking bear market vibes, or maybe more realistic. I'm thinking of an anime project. What should it be worth? Well, first off, no one knows, but I'm thinking, hundreds of millions, maybe in the high end of that, but billions? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to value this stuff. So I guess to that point, it's great to get these tokens out there and let the community value it. What do you guys think it's worth? And it seems right now the community is valuing this at a $1.3 billion market cap. Dude, a lot of new people here, which is awesome. And it's people from all over the world. I'm newly learning this too, guys. Like I'm been streaming, again, a year and a half, but I'm new to that. I'd never streamed before. And I'm learning where people watch, right? What part of the world watches on what platforms. It's really cool to see. I'm not going to buy anime coin. Okay, so is it a good time to get in? Am I buying in? I'm not. I don't have any. I'm not. Because I don't know enough about this yet. I don't know what the plans are, what the product's going to be. I don't know who their market makers are. We do know they have awesome exchange listings, some T1 exchange listings. They do. It's way too early for me. I can't predict prices. Anybody who's predicting prices for you right now on anything is full of shit, just so you guys know. Right? The market that we're entering here, we've never seen anything like this before. With the potential amount of liquidity that's coming in here, we've never seen this before. And so people are making these price predictions, don't know. It's a pure guess. And I'd hate to influence people's moves off of pure guesses. And that's all anybody's doing right now. That said, I like anime. I like their team. I think they're well connected. I think this will do well. How well, though? How well? 1.3 billion already. I don't know. Binance listing this coin, they are. And you're right, they don't just list anything. Although this is starting to change and more exchanges are listing more and more and more because they got to stay competitive. What I do know for sure, is the Azuki price, the NFT price is dumping. I know this for sure. So when we're talking about do I get in or do I not, where's the opportunity? If you think that anime ecosystem, especially with Azuki, is something, well, all of a sudden those Azukis got a 55% haircut. If you think that ecosystem's going to cook, the NFT might be the play. And I can tell you this, if it's not that, at the very least now we have good evidence that the Doodles NFT is a play. Right? Doodles are launching a token. If a major project like Azuki can come out, drop a token, and you're looking at a multi-billion-dollar market cap, and let's just say what it is now, 1.3 billion, you got to expect damn near the same thing for the Doodles. Meaning that Doodles NFT is probably very underpriced at 4 ETH. It's probably very underpriced at 4 ETH. Not financial advice, nobody freaking knows here. But I would expect the Doodles who have all those same connections, have that VC money, that looks like a pretty spicy opportunity for me right now. And I bet you we're going to see a lot of those Azukis do exactly that. Rotate out of Azukis that were, 11 ETH yesterday? Get out of there. Roll that into Doodles. Watch that Doodles NFT floor price and see if that starts coming up today, because now you're seeing the potential of these tokens. Again, 1.3 bill. We're watching that closely. Do we start heading towards 2 bill? Do we start pulling down back under 1? Nobody knows. We don't have enough details. We don't. So right now it's chart watching and it's watching for news. But what do you guys think of the coin? Are you in? I know that dump on that NFT is wild. And I don't think it's listed for spot trading yet on Binance. I don't think it is yet. It is coming though. And yeah, Taj, it's a good point. Thinking we'll have a dump when it is listed on Binance. That's what we see now. Binance has not been so good for these tokens. These get Binance listings, and all of a sudden it's dump city. So it's probably the big old whale holders here, the guys who are really dialed in. They're probably being smart. They get out of this stuff. They're on to the next thing. And again, that next thing it's Doodles. It's getting ready for Abstract, right? It's getting ready for the Abstract chain. It's maybe loading up on Pudgy Penguins because, man, they're going to eat over on Abstract. In fact, what are Pudgies doing right now? Kind of flat here, but over 20 ETH. To me, those are the plays. Without news from Azuki, the plays are now outside of that ecosystem. Like, they showed their hand. So those plays are in Doodles, those plays are in Pudgies, and a little spoiler, we're going to get to this later, but the play might be in the Bored Ape ecosystem. They're teasing some news. So you see Bored Apes up 12%. The plays might be over there. You see Coda's up 20%, right? Like teaser. There's stuff going on over there. There's teases of stuff coming. Other Deeds up 25%. We're watching for where that money's rotating, and it definitely is rotating right now. Still really early. That token's been live for just over an hour. We got those T1 exchange listings coming. Things could change in an instant. I have no confidence right now to buy this token at that price. And that's not saying it's overvalued. I don't know. Azuki did show off a trailer for their new anime. This is episode 2. I'm going to play this. It's all, again, respect to these guys. Their anime is like world class. It's top notch. They have the who's who of anime that's creating with them. To me, that bodes very well for their ecosystem. Maybe they are going to reshape anime, right? Maybe they are, which would be super interesting. Maybe they're going to get these top tier animators and producers and directors, and they build in this like decentralized on-chain structure. That would be amazing. I still look at Web3 as a new way to do everything, and it doesn't happen until somebody pioneers that. That is what Azuki's doing here now. But how do you make financial bets? How do you bet on it when you don't know the details yet? And then if you are betting, you're just gambling. You're just rolling the dice. You're just rolling the dice, which is totally fine to do, but that's not for me. That type of play is not quite for me. Let's check out that trailer, though. Dude, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. These guys are, you know what? They're doing all the right things. They're doing all the right things. They really are. So it's hard to bet against them. Hard to bet on it when we don't know what's coming yet. So we sit and we wait and we watch. And we try to find out where that opportunity is, at what price, at what level. Again, rooting for these guys hard. And I think they're going to win big time. Not going to be shocked to see that ecosystem up big. I'm not going to be shocked to see that coin at, look at that. I'm not going to be surprised to see that coin over $2 billion. And if it goes much higher, won't surprise me. But for now, need to see more. So we'll keep our eyes on that. In fact, we'll check back. We'll check back during the show. This is so new. I mean, we're going to keep our eyes on it and see what way it's moving. Again, the NFT side, the crypto side. For now, we move on. There's some other big news happening here, including, guys, some new metas. This is possibly a new meta that's emerging. It's playing on things we already do, that we're already into. Sigrun. Dude, I'm glad you asked that too. What is Anime Coin? I didn't set that up properly, did I? If you're familiar with the Azuki collection, let me pull up their X account. If you know if you know Azuki, you could call them an OG NFT project, right? It's a project that launched, I believe, January 2022, like the peak of NFT mania, like the peak of that stuff. Wild, wild times. One of the biggest NFT collections, period, an all-timer. And they announced an anime blockchain, an anime foundation, and the anime coin. It's a token that's going to power this like decentralized ecosystem. That's what it is. So you can look at it as the coin of Azuki. Even though officially they'll say it's not theirs, it's the Anime Foundation or Anime Chains coin, it's them. And again, it's a token that powers that ecosystem. They'll do fundraising for animes via it. They will find or build rewards programs. Maybe they'll do royalties. Maybe they're going to basically like license your Azuki NFT and probably other NFTs from all over the ecosystem. They license your NFT, I'm guessing, and pay you in maybe anime coin, right? That's what I picture happening here. But yeah, that anime coin is the Azuki token. You can look at it like that. And I do think it'll do well. It's just, what does that mean? What does well mean? Does it hanging at this level is 1.3 bill where we see it? Is that good? I don't know. I think it's pretty good, but compared to what? This is all new. So what you really are asking is, do you roll the dice? Do you bet on the Azuki team? To that, I'm like, yeah, I probably bet on those guys. There's very few who are better. Pudgy Penguins probably better. There's probably nobody better than Pudgy Penguins. But is Azuki at that level, or at the very least close to that? Yeah, I think they're excellent. They do have names. I couldn't recite them to you, but some of the biggest names in anime, and I mean hardcore anime. You know what? There's some people who are just really freaking into anime. The names that they know, that they respect, that are building the, Web 2 anime world, they're involved here in the anime ecosystem with Azuki. They got some major names here. Think of some of the biggest animes ever. Some of those names are involved in this anime ecosystem with Azuki. So it has tons of potential. Can it disrupt the anime industry? Yeah, it could. It really, really could. So there is something here. But these questions, though, should we buy now? There's no answer to that. Again, anybody who's telling you should buy now because they're lying to you. Nobody knows. We don't know what their product's going to be. We don't know how to value it yet. If somebody's telling you to buy, it's simply because they think 1.3 bill is too low because of what? We don't know. Nothing like this has ever existed before. We don't have an anime blockchain anywhere else to compare it to. Right? The closest thing we could compare it to is the other side metaverse. It's not a good comparison, though. It's not a great comparison. We could ignore this, by the way. It's a new token, so it's crazy volume, and so Pocket Universe looks at it as suspicious. It's not. That's the real deal. But again, anybody saying buy because whatever the value now, nobody knows. The NFT is exactly right volatility. The NFT is where we know. We're very familiar with NFT prices. We're familiar with how people value this stuff. Azuki feels low. Right now, people dump. Here's what happened. If you had the Azuki NFT, you got to claim some token for free, right? People did that. They got tens of thousands of dollars worth of anime coin. And then they sell the Azuki that you would think, in theory, they had for around this price. They bought it around here. Meaning they just got a free tens of thousands of dollars worth of token for free. They sell the Azuki NFT. They're flat. They're even there, but they made thousands on the coin. That's what's going on here now. This is all just sell pressure. So Azuki at 5 ETH actually is pretty damn tempting. And especially even Elementals, that's their second tier down, at 0.42, pretty damn tempting, down 65%. It's people undercutting each other to get out of that asset and get somewhere else. Meaning once they get through all this sell pressure, these probably are going up. I think the play right now that we know about, that we can actually give it a good educated guess, it's the NFTs. So it's Azuki, it's Elementals, it's Beans, all of them down 50 to look at it, almost 70% here. That's where you could do a little something. And in the short term too, by the way. These will hit a point where they hit that bottom and they bounce. And you have a flip opportunity right there, especially if they announce some cool news, right? If they announce some cool news like, by the way, Anime Chain going live next week, we're going to launch this platform and it does this. When they start announcing those details, this stuff does something cool. Mike Bennett, good morning, man. Hey, send me a DM, Mr. Bennett. Don, good morning. Don saying better to wait. Better to wait. Well, I guess on this dump. Better to wait maybe for the dump when something pumps this much. Yep. We'll go to a buck. Oh, that's a good question. What is it right now? No. I can't. Okay. In the long run, maybe. Right now at 13 cents, you're asking, will it basically 10x, right? Will it 10x? Will this basically have, we're basically looking for a $10 billion market cap. For it to hit $1, No. Long run, it could. If this is world changing for the anime industry, yes. If this changes the anime industry, yes. Short term, I'm talking like in the next, I'm just even months out, no way. No. In the next couple days, nope. In the next couple weeks, nope. Next couple months, no. If we're talking about on a kind of year horizon, maybe. That could be $10 billion in years. I don't think this cycle. But do I think that anime chain and coin and all that stuff has a future? Big time, I do. That's me betting on that team. And guys, so that's not to say you can't find a 2x in this pretty quick. Could this rocket up to a $2 billion market cap? $3 billion? Yep. If they drop some really spicy announcements, yes. And I do think they're going to have some announcements. I don't think it's just drop the coin. I think we're still waiting on news of when does the chain go live. What are we to do on the chain? So yeah. I guess to that point, guys, here's what I'll say. If this price holds really stable here, you're probably going to bet on it then. Because we have nothing but announcements coming. Right? If this can hold right here, if this stays 13 cents and it's not dumping, and you see some strength here, and you see people buying here, that's when you might consider making a bet and say, okay, then on news that the chain's going live, it probably cooks. News that they're launching a platform, with royalties and a DAO and fundraising and whatever it is, it does move on that. So that's kind of what you're watching for. Muhammad, 30 cents, understandable, 1 to 2. I like that a lot. Yeah, I could definitely see this 2-3xing. And in the short term, absolutely it can do that. This can hit a 2 to 3 billion market cap in the short term, for sure. My thought is we're about to enter a giga cycle. I don't like these predictions out there with people calling for that this is the 8th inning of the cycle, 9th inning. I don't buy that at all. I don't buy it at all. In fact, we're going to get to some of those reasons why, but between the ETFs and very likely 99.99% chance the United States does that Bitcoin strategic reserve, I don't see how this is anywhere close to 8th or 9th inning. I think it's closer to 4th, 5th inning with something coming that we've never seen before. Meaning this cycle's truly, truly different. Valuation's truly different. I think the Trump token, tip of the iceberg, as far as that showed us what's going to happen, I think, over and over this cycle. Maybe not at that level, but it's pretty interesting. You got to watch. If you're asking, do you buy now? Watch this. If this holds at 1.3 bill, if it holds, then maybe, yeah. Because, again, we're just waiting on news. When they announce Chain Live, when they announce platforms that are going to be built on their chain, when they announce partners building on that chain, that's a cook. When they announce major anime directors and producers, when they announce those working in the anime chain or anime coin ecosystem, yes, it cooks. This has the potential to onboard millions of people in that anime ecosystem. And yes, when Asia starts focusing on this, maybe they are now. It's not too late in the day. But this could cook too. It is a really, really spicy token. For right this moment, though, I say sit and watch it. Sit and watch it. I'm doing the same. I'm sitting with the token price. I'm thinking about it. I'm feeling out kind of the momentum, which is really important. And the more I do that, I'll get a better sense of what people should do with this coin. Again, I don't want to tell people to buy or not buy, just giving my thoughts. And I'll tell you this, even from the start of the show, 30 minutes, I got to get moving to the next topics. I will keep coming back to this. But even sitting with this coin now live for an hour and a half and chatting about it here for 30 minutes, it's feeling kind of spicy to me. In fact, I want to refresh, see that if that market cap's changed. But if it's at 1.3 bill, this is feeling kind of interesting. Yeah, all I see is catalyst for this to move up. Yeah, good stuff. I appreciate people watching, especially new people, and of course, you guys who are here every freaking day. Yeah, it's really cool. Again, we do this every day. Talk about the hottest coins, hottest NFTs every day. 7 days a week. All right, let me come back to anime. There's a lot to talk about. Again, we got the actual anime coming out. It looks phenomenal. They got big directors in this. And again, really good stuff. Now, that new meta I mentioned, guys, this is an anime space, but it's also turned into an AI space. It's pretty wild. I love the AI ecosystem. I think that is one of the most special things going on here right now. But this new meta popping up, bringing old things back from the dead, both apps, I'm going to show you what that is, and people. That's wild stuff. Okay, overnight, we saw John McAfee's X account coming back from the dead. What is this? I love it, by the way. Love it. Info coming about John McAfee. Something really interesting going on there. I'll tell you this. It is a token. It is an AI agent. trained on John McAfee. I love that. I'll show you the chart there too in a minute. But also, again, platforms coming back from the dead. Vine. The conversation about Vine's been heating up after the TikTok drama, right? Is TikTok going to be banned? Is it not? And all of a sudden, Vine coming back is, hey, maybe that's an alternative to something like TikTok. And Elon Musk even hinting that he might be buying it. He might be buying it. But while we wait for that, it seems like this is the real thing, guys. But somebody from the Vine team, whatever, launched a meme coin. That actually happened. Yeah. So there's a Vine token out there. It's absolutely being looked at like an ICO. It's an official token for that Vine ecosystem, potentially, right? It's the real deal. I'm pretty positive it's the real deal. But there is a Vine token that was chilling in the tens of millions for market cap. Guys, this thing's cooking. Let me refresh. This got to like a $400 million market cap. Might have touched 500 mil. Okay, right now we see it at 300 mil. Look, is it worth that? I think so. If that's really their token, and it very much seems like it is, like really a Vine official token that just happened to be launched through Pump Fund because it's so easy, that's dude, how is that not $1 billion coin? I'm in. I got in Vine at like 220 mil or so. Makes a lot of sense for it to be 500. Makes a lot of sense for that to be $1 billion coin too, especially if that gets purchased by Elon Musk. Imagine Elon now having an official crypto that he's tied to, which would be Vine. And by the way, I think he'll launch his own token anyways. He's going to launch his own token anyways. Anime cooking, huh, guys? Yep. Not surprised. I do think that, again, the more I sit with that anime coin, the spicier it's feeling. I like it. I think I like it, guys. Again, there's just news coming. It's not like it's launched and then nothing. No. That chain's going to go live. They're going to build some shit on there. I like it. I'll keep peeking back. But yeah, is this the start of a new meta? Existing platforms, dead, alive, whatever, but using Pump Fund to launch a token, to crowdfund, to get this like mass adoption into their platform, breathe some life into it. I think we're starting to see that. I think Vine might be tip of the iceberg with this. So, man, we have to keep our eyes out for more platforms saying, fuck it, we're going in. Donald Trump, that Trump token was a bigger deal than just how high it got. Music, I'm down bad on that Baron token too. Yikes. Yeah, man. But we need to keep our eye out for other platform tokens launching because this doesn't feel like a one-off thing. Again, that Trump token, it was a big sign of how much money is coming into this space. Yep. It's a big sign of how high these market caps can get too, but it's also a sign that you can now launch tokens. That's what it told me. As an individual, you can launch a token. As a platform, you can probably launch a token too. So we got to keep our eyes out for that. Here's the John McAfee story here. Again, everybody knows who he is. Just what a freaking character. When he died, what, 4 years ago? I think like 4 years ago. But here's his account. Here's the tweet, and he's back with antivirus AI. Where do you get it? An AI version of John McAfee. Perfect, dude. I love these. I love agents, but I especially like them when they're built or trained off of one person, especially somebody who's not here anymore. I love this, kind of like living on forever. I really like this. Is the token cooking, though? It did briefly. It did briefly. In fact, what are we at now? This got to a 100 mil market cap. Pretty big pullback here at about 20 mil, but decent bounce here too. It's up to 36, 37 mil. I like this. I'm always watching for what has the chance to get a tweet from Elon or like other major accounts. What is a chance for the news to cover it? Because that sends this stuff, right? Mainstream coverage sends this stuff. And so John McAfee, an AI agent, something the world is starting to become just fascinated with, and crypto. This checks a lot of boxes. This is another one of those ones. Won't be shocked to see this much higher. Like much, much, much higher. So, yeah, this McAfee token, the antivirus token, 37 mil, I think this might be a little screaming deal here. I think Elon will engage. I do. I think Elon will engage with that X account. He might tweet it. He might retweet it. He might talk about it. I think that's pretty likely to happen. I think the news talks about this too. I think this token's got a lot of send potential. So we keep our eyes on that here. All right, let's get moving. Let's look at the macro crypto market. You guys keep me updated on the anime coin price too. I want to make sure we stay plugged into that. Pretty hot active thing this morning. Bitcoin bouncing this morning up to over 104K, up 2.4% in the past hour. Love it. ETH at 3,200. ETH is a bastard here, huh? ETH is rough right now. And it won't be. I think ETH is going to be totally fine still. I still believe that. Ripple 316, Solana 251. I like the past hour here. I'll say that. I like it. We're looking all right out there. Looking at ETFs yesterday, 248 million inflows. That's on the Bitcoin side yesterday. On the ETH side, 70 million inflows. Decent day, like an okay day. With those ETFs, more ETFs are coming. They are, and man, this is how you get normies in. It is not the normies we're thinking of, like not the not the younger dudes, whatever. This is how you get the TradFi guys in. This is how you do it. You do it through the ETFs. Another filing for a Doge ETF. We will see that this year. But this one coming from Bitwise. Guys, we had a filing for a Trump ETF. And I think another Solana ETF. We saw, I'm trying to think of another meme coin that saw an ETF filing. Definitely Doge, we've seen at least 2 now. And expect those to come this year. It's happening. This is why I'm so bullish, though, guys, why I think this cycle is so early. It is. I'm sorry. There's no part of me that thinks these guys predicting 8th, 9th inning right now are right. There's no part of me that thinks they're right. Unless all these guys are incorrect. Unless you think the CEO of BlackRock is incorrect and lying. He believes we're going to see 700,000 Bitcoin. I think he's talking about this cycle, by the way. That's not a long-term prediction because guys like him who get Bitcoin now, none of them think Bitcoin's going to 700K as like an all-time high. This cycle, that actually makes some sense. It's a crazy number. This cycle, that makes some sense. If he's seeing what I'm seeing, if he's now in that like Murad, Raoul Pal kind of way of thinking, that's this cycle. This is that number you get to when that thing happens that most people are not recognizing, that it is a different cycle, that there is so much money coming in, that we get a Bitcoin strategic reserve here in the States at the national level and at the state level, and that other countries follow suit. That takes us to 700K Bitcoin. I think he's talking this cycle, guys. And also, as that AI stuff bubbles up, we saw that $500 billion investment into Stargate project. I mentioned yesterday, crypto and AI are tied at the hip. You can have one without the other, but both of them together, it's so much more powerful together. And this is Larry Fink yet again saying he believes crypto, it's the currency of AI. And it makes sense to me. How much trouble do you have with your bank transferring large amounts of money, transfer from this place to that place to do this? How many things do you have to sign? How fucking slow is it? Crypto solves that. Crypto moves at the pace of AI. Crypto is decentralized like these AI agents should be. Crypto is the currency of AI. Ryan, you bought at 1080. Are you talking like just over a bill? Are we talking anime coin? I just want to read these comments here. ETH whales rotating out of ETH and into Bitcoin, 6hole saying, and I am seeing that out there too. I'm seeing that. A lot of that AI money is coming to AI agents. It is. AI agents is the most exciting part of this cycle by a mile. People are not prepared. Again, strategic reserve. Why I'm so bullish, why I think predictions price is so high, why I think these predictions or calls at 8th, 9th inning right now are absurd. None of that is factoring in strategic reserve. And the buy pressure. United States buying $200 million, or is it 200,000 Bitcoin a year, I think is the goal. I think that's the magic number they're looking to buy. 200,000 Bitcoin a year. That buy pressure coming from them. And then countries who have to keep pace, it becomes like a national security issue. It does. All these states also doing the same. It's not priced in, first off. It's not priced in. And that's not factored into where we're at in the cycle. It's not. I love this too, by the way. Michael Saylor laying out this case, this framework for the United States to make $81 trillion by establishing that strategic reserve. It is an important piece to us fixing this national debt issue. It is. It is a way to hedge against, man, weakening currencies. It absolutely is. And, man, it's all coming on chain, all of it. This is yet another thing that just has me so bullish on this cycle here. Larry Fink, again, very active in crypto now. He's saying he wants the SEC to approve tokenization of bonds and stocks. These guys are going to have their own blockchain, by the way. There will be like a BlackRock blockchain. Make no mistake, that's absolutely happening. That is absolutely happening. I'm going to come back to this. Let's peek at Anime Coin. And I want to peek at those. Look, okay, Anime Coin's looking really great to me. Let's switch to that 1 minute chart. 1.36 bill market cap. I don't know, man. You guys tell me what sentiment like is out there on the timeline, but I think there's something interesting here. I think 2 bill is a target. I think you've got a 2x in this. It's a guess. We're just guessing right now based off of vibes and price, and we're waiting for announcements, but the announcements send this thing. If that token sends, by the way, the Azuki NFTs send. I think the Azuki NFT is the obvious play here. It's not the fungible token. It's the NFT. If they have some big news dropping, token sends, NFT sends, but the NFT is on discount now. We see that. Everybody dumping these things. They got their tokens. They're out. They're on to the next thing. Azuki's at under 5 ETH is spicy. Elemental's at 0.4 spicy. Beans at 0.23 is spicy. This is the opportunity right now. And if you're just looking at where's the opportunity because of Anime Coin, doesn't have to be Anime Coin itself, but the opportunity because of Anime Coin, because of what we're seeing now and the price it's maintaining now, an hour and 45 minutes in, almost a $1.4 billion market cap, you have to be looking at doodles. You have to believe they're going to do the exact same thing. Meaning, guys, at the very least, I bet you a doodle pays for itself, right? I bet you buy a doodle. Let me walk that back. I'm not betting you anything. But my instinct tells me you buy a doodle here at like 5 ETH, the amount of token you get for that basically pays for your doodle. So either write out a free doodle or you do what these guys are doing. You buy the doodle here, it pumps up to 10 plus ETH. You claim the token and you sell the doodle somewhere on its way back down. The doodle story will play out the exact same. And by the way, I think we'll see doodles over on Anime Chain too. They have definitely been hinting at a partnership between Anime Chain doodles, Azuki doodles. Something's coming there. And just to mention again, because I know new people kind of trickle in, anybody giving you price predictions, they're guessing. They're absolutely guessing. I can give you my prediction, which is a complete guess. But it's just a guess. I want you to know that. Nobody knows. The guys who are giving you predictions and making it sound like they know, they're lying to you. I promise you they're lying to you. They do not know. But I look at market caps and I know what coins are capable of these days. That's how we can kind of guess with these things. Well, how high are other market caps that are in the same similar kind of vibe, similar products, similar whatever ecosystem? That's what we can compare to. First off, there's nothing like Anime Coin out there. The closest thing to compare it to is Ape Coin. It's the closest thing, and it's still different. It's the only thing we can compare it to. Do I feel like energy momentum-wise, attention hype-wise, this can 2x? Yeah. And can it 2x in the short term? Yeah. In fact, let's look at Pengu. Pengu is probably the closest thing to compare it to now that I think of it. Right? They got a blockchain coming. In fact, you look at that. That's probably a perfect comparison. You can maybe say that Azuki could have a $2 billion market cap in the short term. And I'm looking at FTV. Right now, I'm going to use them interchangeably, but let's just say a $2 billion market cap or FTV is super possible for Azuki because Pengu's done it. That said, Pengu and Azuki are not the same. They're not. I love Zagabond. I love everything Azuki's doing, but it's not Lucanets. It's not Pudgy Penguins. It's really close, though. And it is so early in this stuff, they got the potential to be every bit as awesome as Pudgy Penguins. This is your closest comparison now. It is. So with that in mind, this to me is the ceiling for right now for Anime Coin. $2.2 billion. To me, that is the highest Anime Coin can go for right now. Because Pudgy Penguins is the leader. Their coin is the leader. Their top dog. So if you're thinking Anime Coin is a 3x, I don't see it right now until Pengu goes much higher. Right? So if we're looking for comparisons, it's this. It's Pengu. They got Abstract Chain coming. This is as high as I think Anime can get until this is much higher. So a 2x, yeah. It can definitely 2x, maybe a little under, and that's in the short term. Andre, don't invest more than you can. Don't go all in on stuff. Don't do whatever you can't afford to lose. You got to get in this mind space. When you put something in a token, consider it gone. Consider it zero. Cosmos, it's a good question. Explain FTV, the full Explain FDV versus market cap. FDV for fully diluted value. Market cap. Market cap is factoring in the amount of supply that's being traded right now. As in, some tokens have 1 billion tokens, right? There's 1 billion tokens in total, but maybe only 200 million of those billion tokens are even tradable right now. And so you have to consider, with only 200 million tokens tradable, this is similar to the Trump token, right? I'm just going to assume 1 billion tokens there, but only 200 million tradable. You take the price of the coin times 200 million, so price times the amount of tokens, that's your market cap, right? The token's live now. Anime coin is live right now. FDV is the price of the token times the entire supply. So why those numbers are drastically different sometimes, and it does matter. It does matter a good amount because it's a basic supply demand thing. If something's super hot, and yes, there's 1 billion tokens, but only, again, 200 mil are tradable right now, it's a supply issue. If there's a tremendous amount of, ask for this coin, a tremendous amount of hype leading into it, maybe there's not enough coin to go around, it's worth more. And then when that supply starts unlocking and gets in circulation, that alleviates that demand. Is it worth it? It might be. Again, nobody knows. I like it. I think this can 2x. We're looking at Pengu right now because that's the closest thing to compare it to, right? It's an NFT project that's launching a blockchain. It's memeable. They're building on it. The closest comparison is Pengu. I don't think it's as big or as good as Pengu yet. So that's the ceiling for it. It can get to a 2 bill market cap, in my opinion. When they announce news, when they launch the blockchain, when they start building out there, yep. So there you go. That, to me, short-term prediction, it can get to 2 bill. Doesn't mean it will, but it can. It absolutely can. And feeling out the way this energy is moving, it can. It really can. I'll tell you this, too. Here's something that it has going for it in the very short term. The Pudgy Penguins blockchain launches next week. Next week. I think next week kicks off the peak. Well, let me walk that back. I don't want to say the peak of the NFT run, but it is going to kick off the NFT bull market big time. There you go, $20. Why not? Roll the dice on that. It does have some movement it can see in the short term. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. I don't think that's a terrible play at all. Jeremy, good morning. Anime coin could be good, guys. It could. You could see that 2x here in the short term. You definitely could. And that is a great question. Aaron, that's a great question. They have to have an announcement. They have to. It can't just be launch blockchain and then walk away, right? They have to announce stuff. They got to announce a platform. Oh, okay. Anime listing being delayed. Thank you, Gravity. That's not great. It's not the worst thing, but yeah. They have to. They have to announce stuff. They got to announce royalty structures. They got to announce the chain going live. They have to announce platforms. They got to announce something like Doodle Studio. They got to announce the place you're going to actually watch these animations. It's not just going to be on YouTube. No. They want to capture that attention on their own platform. So, yes, you can probably bank on the fact that they got announcements coming. It just makes sense. I think this thing can 2x. It can. Doesn't mean it's going to. Again, I got to keep saying, anybody giving you price predictions is making them up. They're doing what I'm doing, but some of them are lying to you. The ones who know what they're doing are looking at things that are comparable. Pudgy Penguins Pengu token is the closest thing to compare to. And if they know what they're talking about, they know that is the top dog. That should be your top target for now. It's all going way higher. Guys, I think Pengu's going to flip Sheeb. I think Pengu's a $10, $15 billion token, right? But I'm saying here right now, short term, if that's the top, if Pengu's 2.2 bill, I don't see anime flipping it. It could, but I don't see it. It could, though. But 2-ish X is your I think that should be your top target for right now and over the next few weeks. Next week, a different story. This stuff moves very fast. Right? Next week, when Abstract is live, I'm sorry, different game. NFTs start cooking. And then the tokens behind these NFTs, I think, really start cooking too. I think it's a whole different story next week. So we'll revisit this still. And we'll even still poke back or check back in here during this stream here. I do want to get to some other topics. Again, we'll keep checking back there. This is probably, look, we're going to run up into our next segment, get into our art conversation with Red Rum and Jared, but where we're at in the cycle. I like these takes. I don't like the we're at the 8th, 9th inning takes. I like this. That this cycle's feeling a lot like the 2017 cycle. I really like that. This is going to be really hard to see. I'll see if I can zoom in, but I was here in 2017. I did not look at charts like this before. I don't remember the vibe, but I trust these guys because I know right now does not feel like last cycle. I know right now doesn't feel like the end of a cycle. Us right now, this thick black line. I'm assuming this. God, you know what? I can't even see it. Oh, this is just showing the halving. This is just showing years of the halving, guys, and what this. Dude, we've talked about this a lot. This market peaks like a year plus after halving. Guys, everybody, there's consensus on this. The peak of this crypto market is not till later this year. We're going to cook right now, by the way. And in the very short term, I'm talking in the next few weeks, crypto is really going to start cooking. And there's a lot of thought that crypto really sees a local top here in February, March. I buy that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Allowing for the chance that this is really different, that the strategic reserve really does bring in crazy volume, that could happen too. And I think it's gonna. I'm betting that that's going to happen. I'm basically all in on that. But the real peak of this cycle isn't until the fall, and that's what a lot of people are predicting. I'm there too. That makes a lot of sense to me. Makes a lot of sense to me. We got a long cook ahead of us, guys. We're not 8th or 9th fucking inning. That's crazy. That's people who don't know what they're talking about saying that. And some of them pretend like they do. Trust me, they do not. This cycle I like, or this shot I like. This is the one comparing it again, not to having cycles, but this is comparing it directly to 2017. Okay, that black line, I hope you can see it. That black line is us now. They are saying, I agree, this feels like the 2015 to 2018 cycle. It's the blue line, which means we have like 2 times higher to go here. That was a normal cycle too. That was a normal cycle. I've said this, guys. What's happening now is normal bull market action. Nothing is priced in. Strategic reserve not priced in. ETF, new ETFs not priced in. Businesses flocking to crypto to build, not priced in, none of it. This is normal bull market volume and activity and growth. So like that last cycle, normal cycle, we follow that trend. It's matching up perfectly. It makes a ton of sense. What this chart doesn't show you is everything changes. The world changes. AI flips everything on its head. AI is replacing your jobs. And the whole financial structure changes. Crypto changes everything. And suddenly, we don't look like the 2017 part anymore. We're off the charts. And I think that's possible. I don't mean to give people crazy hopium, but I tell you what, man, that's where I lean. I don't think we can compare this cycle to anything else. And it's why people are so confused right now. Because all you can do is compare to things that happened in the past. It makes sense. Like we were doing with Anime Coin. You got to compare to something. I need something to help me make decisions. But dude, what if? What if this is truly different because the things happening out there in the real world, these tangible things happening, have never happened before? This cycle's different, man. Nobody can convince me otherwise unless those things don't actually happen. Well, we see a $500 billion investment into AI. Tells me those things are happening. You see the president of the United States launching a meme coin. Tells me those things are actually happening. I'm with you, Christian. Comparing crypto to past makes no... It's so new. Crypto's so new. Sorry, 10-ish years old isn't old. It's brand new. In fact, I think everything was warm up to what's coming. These guys saying we're at this part of a cycle, they're bullshitting you. What we're seeing here has never happened before. So for now, we follow typical trends, the one that makes the most sense. This blue line. And then as soon as things tangibly start changing, strategic reserve, man, this is different. Dude, Sheeb might be dead. That's a really good question. Sheeb might be dead. I don't feel anything from Sheeb. The fact that their devs launch another token too, I don't like Sheeb. I think Pengu's going to flip Sheeb. Doge never dies. I don't want to say never, but Anime not going to 200x. No chance. No. Anime is going to have a tough time 5xing. Short term for sure. It's not going to 5x, I don't think. 200x out of the question. Can't happen. Anime can 2 to 3x. Anime can 2x in the next week. It absolutely can. I kind of think it will. That also means Pengu's going to go up a lot too. Yeah, I don't like Sheeb at all. I am positive Pengu's going to flip it. All right, hang on. I think I got to get Jared a link here. All right, hang on. You guys, if you've not been on this stream before, Thursdays especially are different. I have my good friend Jared from an art project, a collection called 8nap Art. He's coming on the show today, maybe with a great artist, a friend of his who's dropping an amazing art piece called Red Rum. We're giving away some whitelists to that too, by the way, on the show. But I just want you to know, normally we switch gears second hour here and we do an art conversation. Come back though. Subscribe to the show. We do this 7 days a week. We talk. We go really in depth with this stuff, crypto NFTs. So we'll keep looking at Anime Coin throughout the weeks here. It's an important coin. I'll say at the very least, it's a really important coin. So we're not going to ignore that thing. All right, let me get Jared a link here. Ba-boom. And now while we're waiting for him, I'm going to blitz through some more stuff, guys. Again, there's so much going on. But, man, don't let these guys fucking fool you into thinking this stuff's over. It's just starting. Binance, blah, blah, blah. Trump listed on Binance. Good stuff. I'm just going to go fast. Guys, the meme coin stuff's about to accelerate. I'm definitely feeling that. Again, I think next week NFTs cook. And I think meme coins follow right away. I think there's so much liquidity coming. I think, again, it depends on strategic reserve, but I think there's so much liquidity coming. I think we can support NFTs cooking while meme coins cook. I do. Anyway, Coinbase, though, teasing that they're going to list a lot more meme coins. Look at that tweet from Coinbase Wallet. Cryptic, not really. You guys like meme coins? Yeah, they've really dropped the ball listing meme coins, especially the coins on their own chain, on the base chain. These guys dropped the fucking ball. I think they're about to get with it here finally. Finally, get some of those base coins, especially those base AI coins. Get those on that exchange, man. Jeez. Otherwise, what good are you? Certainly no good for buy and sell, I can tell you that much. Solana, by the way, juggernaut. This tells you a lot. There's so many people coming in. Check that out. Solana is now officially the first chain to break 200 billion in monthly DEX volume. Look, people are moving away from those T1 exchanges. Why do you need them? DEXs are easier. The whole game changes too when you don't have to cash out, right? When everybody's accepting crypto, you don't have to go to Coinbase to cash out, get your sweet US dollars. Different game. Different freaking game. Anime on Binance. Good shout, guys. Thank you for that. Mohammed, appreciate that. Anime live on Binance. Spot, guys, spot, or is it perps? I'm assuming spot. Good shit, though. Love that. Quickly, NFT market, 27.7 mil in cross-chain sales yesterday. Sellers down, buyers down, transactions up. Average sale price up too. Trade profits. Actually, good day for profits. Getting closer to that million in the positive. Today, okay, that right there, you see us $500,000 in the negative on profits. That's people dumping their Azukis for a loss. I bet you that's what we're seeing right there. People taking those Azukis. And you know what? People take a loss because they made up the difference in anime coin. They claim their anime coin. Many of them, it's tens of thousands of dollars. So they get their anime coin, they dump their NFT, and they do take a loss there, but they made up more of it on the token. Very normal stuff that's happening here. And then quick, Jared is here. Good shit. I love that guy. But anime is your top, or excuse me, Azuki is your top collection. 8.8 million sales. Elemental's right behind them. And Bean's in that top 10 too. There's your top collections. And your top sales. Number one, I'm going to refresh because we might have an Azuki there. Dude, perfect timing too. I've got to talk art, some big art sales. So we got the man here. Our top two sales, this, you'll love to see it. Yeah, actually, this will be our fitting intro. Let me bring you up here, Jared. Dude, welcome.
Jim. I didn't do my hair, so please bear with me.
Bro, you're one of those people that probably doesn't have to. Looks great.
This is how I roll out of bed, apparently.
Looks fucking great. Looks good. Dude, all right, we got a lot to talk about. Hang on. All right. Lots to talk about. I'll start right here. Two big sales, two big autoglyph sales. These are really starting to move, by the way. But 100 ETH, yeah, $322,000 for the both of them. At first, I had to do a double take and see if it was just a piece flipped or, like moved, same piece. Though it's two different pieces. Those are special, dude, right?
Well, they're very special, and they're actually 2 of 4 that moved this week. So I think it's been months that moved. So there was actually earlier in the week 130, 123, and then these 2 at 100. One of which was like a wrapped ETH, but obviously it might have been like set up. I think Eli, formerly with Proof, had his fingers in a number of these sales. So I agree with you. That it's really interesting to me when you start to have this, I'll call it historic, transformative, whatever art NFT narrative kind of like popping up. We talked about the fried chicken leg sales, turkey leg sales, over the last couple, like 4 to 6 weeks. Anybody who's not familiar with the reference from previous shows, it's the Lost Robbie.
They do look
and
exactly like a turkey leg.
dude, it's amazing what it is. I hate to be joking on it. These clips are going to probably come back and bite me in the ass, but
I clipped them.
All joking aside, they, what's even better is it's titled a nude portrait. So that's early AI's interpretation of a nude portrait, right?
So funny. but yeah, I mean, but they're historic for that reason. This is what early AI did.
And there's a lure, right? Like, and because it's like the thing I like about this in particular is because it kind of like debunks that like first, like I hate the whole concept of like first, right? Like, who cares what the first, I don't know, cat NFT was on Ethereum, right? Like, obviously it's CryptoKitties, so maybe a bad reference, but point being is like first is not what it is, because this actually wasn't even the first AI. There's plenty of AI. I think I'm drawing a blank. Somebody did like a really great like timeline of like historic NFTs, AI NFTs on the blockchain, and there was like a bunch before the Lost Robbie. This was just really cool because it was given away at an auction house with a QR code that you had to claim, and there's 300 of them, and I think there's only like 40 to 50 Lost Robbies in existence. So that means that damn near like 80% of the people got that QR code, either looked at this or didn't care enough about like setting up a wallet and discarded it, right? So that there's this really interesting story behind this one. And then there's, like I've talked to somebody about this, and it's like, is there like a, because they're all set up with, I think they were minted to like individual wallets, and then you could like the QR code would claim it. I was like, is there like a Excel spreadsheet lost in somebody's archive with like all of the seed phrases to some of these NFTs? Like your mind starts going like crazy. But anyways, I nerd out about the Lost Robbies for some reason. The interesting point here,
dude, but they're like one of the very few actual historic NFTs. They deserve any and every word said about them, like always.
But like what's interesting to me is like you're seeing that now it's like pivoting into autoglyphs, right? Like, so you're starting to see kind of the attention shift over. And from an art perspective, there's two things this week that really, really have my attention. Other than those autoglyph sales, because literally to have them like selling for $300,000-$400,000 like in this market, and I think the first two that went for 130 and 123 went to the same buyer. So like, and then I think one of them was like seed phrase selling. So like that was an interesting perspective. Like, why is he selling an autoglyph when he's got all these other grails? But point being, the other two things that are top of mind, and we can dive into them in any fashion that you like. One is Pixel Decks by Kim Astendorf. And then two, I forgot two already.
You're drawing.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that one. The Botto Genesis piece that's going up for auction. I don't know if we covered it, but the Botto DAO has a Genesis piece. It's actually, I think, probably one of the more attractive Genesis pieces. And for those who are not familiar, the Genesis piece means it was the Botto is a art agent, for lack of better terms, that does a weekly art piece. And the Genesis period was its first year. So there's 52 pieces, right? One piece for every week. I don't know if the pieces weren't moving or what, but like a couple of the pieces sit with the DAO. And Canvas started or initiated a proposal to sell one in the DAO for 70 ETH. And then and it needed 2/3 of the vote. It fell short at, and sounds crazy, at like 66.2%. So it was just barely fell short. Yeah, that's this piece. I actually find it very attractive.
I love it.
And somebody, like in the middle of the proposal, somebody put in a 75 WETH bid on it, basically saying, F you, don't sell it to Canvas, I will pay more. Anyways, the proposal fails. and they just put it up. And basically the compromise was like, hey, we'll put it up for auction, and whoever wants it wants it. Like, it'll be fair market value. So right now, like, what do you see?
200.
76.9.
Yep. Yeah,
So
guy's
like,
huge. Like actual historic art it is. $250,000 current offer on it. 76, 77 ETH.
but
Over a day
but
ago.
think about this. This is insane to think. Like, I talked about it on my Friday show. Like, I love this, not because Canvas didn't get it. Like, I don't care who gets it. I think whoever's wallet it ends up in is the person it's supposed to end up in. I'm more thinking of like the power of, like, the true power of a DAO, when they can basically say, I'm not going to let some uber wealthy individual come in and buy the piece. We're going to let free market decide. So that's exciting. But then what's even more exciting to me is like just the like storytelling, the story behind this now. Like Bat Soup Yum predicted that this will go for over 100 ETH. And so think about this. The DAO is now going to have 25, potentially 25 more ETH, 30 ETH, maybe more than they would have had as a result of like this kind of like egalitarian approach, instead of like being dictator or like dictatorial. Like, I don't know, it's just something really, really exciting. So it's kind of like an art drama unfolding, and now I'm like, oh, because like Canvas he just bought Beeple's recent physical.
Oh,
Like,
right. Yep.
so who knows how many tens of millions of dollars that went for. So this individual is, I suspect, I don't know, nobody knows, but like that they have plenty of funds to cover this. So it's like, man, are they going to follow up with this? And this bidder, I think, is the one who had the 75 WETH bid on it.
Okay. Yep.
So it's a really interesting it's just, so to me it's like, it's interesting because this to me is indicative of like some people with a lot of money are finding it attractive to go after these digital art assets, and they're paying up, and they're paying up. What to me that's really exciting is the frequency of like, you're seeing multi-$100,000 sales. It would be more interesting when it starts to get into the $1 million sales. But like, I mean, it's insane to think that like there's 4 autoglyph sales in the last 3 days, let's call it 7-day period, at accumulating over $1 million. Like,
All the
casually,
signs are there. Yeah,
casually.
I'm trying to sound the alarms for people that art season. It's here. It started. It's just a very very start. Feels very early for it. But Pixel Dex was like a big sign of that. The Lost Robbie and the big X copy sales, and now this Botto. All the signs are there. It's about to cook. It's about to
Yeah,
cook.
and I'm curious to see, like, I mean, so we literally, I've talked about this a few times on my Friday show. To me, look, full disclosure, I want a last selfie by X copy, but I don't have the funds until the bull market to buy it, right? Like, I don't have $1 million just lying around like some of these other institutions and collectors that are acquiring these sort of things. But I do think that there's art out there, and we've talked about like a line drawn, a few of these other things that are potentially, have an opportunity to, as that pyramid grows, kind of like what Cosmo's saying. You have the top 30, the top 300, 3,000, 30,000. Like, as that pyramid expands, and like, who are the artists that are going to backfill? I think that you're seeing with Kim Asendorf to take it. I have a philosophy on 3. I'll extend it to 4. Really, 1 was always Kim Asendorf. And the co-host on the Friday show to ask me is like, how do you feel confident? I'm like, here was my data point. And for full disclosure, I have a Pixel Dex. I feel very grateful to have been able to mint one. However, what ended up happening is, in full disclosure, I own a lot of Kim's work. I own probably every single one of his projects.
No
Like,
shit.
yeah. So like, between me and the fund and everything. So like, I enjoy his work. Like, this is coming from a very biased perspective. But, again, I've had the pleasure of interviewing Raoul Paul, and when I interviewed him almost a year ago, he was talking about X copy, right? And he was like, dude, cultural icons, X copy people, X copy people. That was in April. I remember at NFT NYC sitting in my hotel room interviewing him. And then literally 4 or 5 months later, I saw this big boom in X copy and people, and it's still into the run that is today. The reason why I listened to a lot of his content, and he said something the other day it's probably about 6 to 8 weeks ago. And he was talking about digital art, and he mentioned something like, "Oh, and the new Kim Assendorf project is mind blowing." And I was like, "What?" Now, I had seen Pixel Decks in its like early forms, like I had a preview to it, not like 6 to 8 weeks like Raoul Paul had, but it was really interesting to me because like when I interviewed Raoul, he was like the only thing he mentioned from a generative art perspective and in other content is Tyler and Dimitri, right? There was a reference to Tyler Hobbs, Fidenzas, Dimitri Cherniak, Ringers, right? But then when he started like going off on Kim, I was like, oh, the cabal is embracing Kim. I don't think it's a negative thing on Kim. I just think it's the fact that like he's doing this really amazing stuff, and we can talk about this project that's if you like. But there's a lot of really fun components to it that had not only Kim's input and code, but also there's like the user. So what's interesting is that I'm gonna get the nomenclature wrong, but like each individual pixel on there is a separate uh, NFT. I think it's an 1155. Don't quote me on that. But in the process, you can you're able to dictate how many pixels go in and out of it into your 721. So what you see on screen is the compilation of all these other mini ones, and you're able to like add over time. You'll be able to add, delete, modify, and it's associated with a PXL token, which is part of what these pixels represent. That Kim's, I believe he's like outwardly said it. Yeah, if you go to number 176.
How do I navigate them? Up here, maybe?
Yeah, so you're on 120. See how you have ID 128 in the browser? Just do 176.
Okay.
Yeah. So like for me, I was so this is mine, and so I played around with it, and it was like for me, I was just messing around. I thought it'd be like cute, right? 69 420 pixels. And it's but you could go up to, I think it was like 500,000 or a million. Like you could get these like super, super dense. But I just really liked this allowing for like some space for the wave. But anyways, he's got this PXL token associated with it that he's alluded to are going to help him or like qualify for allow lists and other stuff. And so there's this really fun tokenomics that he's introduced as a part of art. And some people are like really leaning into this. And you saw like I minted mine on Sunday. And yesterday, I think there was like multiple sales in the 7 ETH range. So, I mean, the Canvas is a name that keeps coming up. Grabbed 8 of them. Raoul Paul has, I think, 4 of them. So, I mean, like the again, I'm not saying go out and buy one for 7 ETH, but more than anything, I think that there's a really interesting dynamic associated with, everybody's like, do I launch a token as an artist? Do I do this? Do I do that? Kim really leaned into this concept and integrated it in a fashion that I find very, very intriguing. And it's not just like, oh, there's an artist token. It's a token that's associated with the art. And then he created this mechanic of how the pixels can come in and out of the art piece that's going to essentially create this eternal dynamic associated with it. So I'm rambling just to say, again, there's only 256 of them. It feels a little bit elitist at this point. I'm not going to lie. But to me, it's one of those that like, if, we talk about like projects that are like pushing the boundaries of like the capacities of the blockchain, this is one that, if other artists see that, and he did a custom contract for it. Again, like how much more stuff do you need to know? Like that, like this is insane. Like how much more, or like what second, third, and fourth order effects will this have as a result of it? And will other, artists and groups or projects like start to lean into this concept? It's a really, really interesting dynamic that I'm curious to see how it plays out. And going into like what will be arguably like a hyper bull. I mean, I'm willing
like
to.
that. Yeah. The hyper bull. I like that he did the fungible token, by the way, because I've told you, like, I've always felt funny with the money side of art, just because I always felt like artists feel funny about it too. Like that's just a me
Yeah.
thing, but I've always felt that. So when you incorporate that part of it, the fungible token as part of the art too, I think you just crack the code for it, right?
Yeah.
Make everybody feel very okay with the fungible token side of it because it's actually part of the art. There's something cool
Yeah.
here, dude. Like,
Yeah. It's, and if you're just, to me, it's like one of those things, like if you're just looking at the token or the NFT, you're like, oh, cool. It's pixel sorting on 3 dimensions, right? Like, which is pixel sorting is like the style that Kim's known for. But like the thing that, and that's in full disclosure, that was my initial review, but then you start to realize like the level of complexity associated with the project, and it's super fun. So anyways, the Uber bull run I feel is coming. I think that there's the obvious plays right now. If you have a boatload of money, if you hit the jackpot on your Trump coin, maybe you can rotate some of it in. But it's for those who can't buy Xcopy and Beeple, Lost Robbies and Autoglyphs, I think that there's what we're seeing is that there's I don't want to call it an obvious, but an emergent set of artists that are really they've been here from, not, I won't call it the beginning, but they've been here for a while for a clip, and they're showing up every day and they're delivering really fun stuff. So
I love it, dude.
yeah.
We're watching out, by the way, for probably breaking news like any moment now. But Cynthia Loomis, who, what is she? Senator from Wyoming, but now like heading this crypto task force for the SEC, but saying big things coming. And she mentioned like 10 a.m. I'm assuming that's Eastern time, which means we're 20 minutes past. But everybody right now assuming that's the announcement of a Bitcoin strategic reserve. I'm assuming
Dude.
it's that too.
So I will say something about this. So I don't know if I've alluded to it on this, but some people may, if you're a blockchain sleuth or you've seen it pop up on your timeline, you'll notice that the PFP that I use is a bold squiggle. I actually just put that up for a loan and took a $20,000 loan out against my squiggle, which again, you may say is a little degening, this and that. Like there's some constraints and some stuff that I planned on accordingly. But Gandhi posted about it. Like I took a $20,000 loan out against it and put it into the market in anticipation of like some of these announcements coming. I just think that and again, I want to be full disclosure. This is very risky. I feel like I have a good plan in place to execute against it, and I have a loan duration that's long enough for my plan to come to fruition, I feel. But yeah, I think that like now's the time to do it. And the point being, again, I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, I thought of like collateralizing an NFT and putting it in the market. I'm a bit an observer of the market and understanding like how and where people are doing, but I don't know if you've noticed. I kind of like briefly alluded to it. Punk 4945 bought like an Xcopy 1 for like 300 grand or something like that, and then like literally the next day took a loan out against it for 200K in USDC. Now you might say, what is that all about? Here's what's going on. You get a 1-year loan in USDC. You put the capital to work, arguably into what is coming a bull. And as long as you can return that 200K, even if you only double it, like you've basically subsidized the cost of your Xcopy acquisition for the cost of interest over that duration, which is a really interesting dynamic. And again, you look at 4945's collection, you got plenty of like there's some liquidity. Like I don't think they are hurting for money, but this is just a way to tap into another set of liquidity and a financial instrument that I find very intriguing, and I'm starting to play around with because it's interesting.
It's that game that other people play. Like there's a different level to this shit. A different level. I gotta learn it. I'm gonna copy your lead here at some point. Peeking, by the way, real quick at Anime Coin, which launched this morning, and dude came out of the gates pretty fucking hot.
Yeah,
It got as high as like a 1.38 bill market cap. So it got close to like 1.4 bill. All these exchange listings have just gone live past 20-ish minutes. So doing what we're expecting now from those T1 listings. That used to always be like buy the news, and it's not It's not anymore. It doesn't work that way for whatever reason. But degen's going to degen. I think this is going to be cool. Still, people like were asking for price predictions, and I say nobody can make them. Everybody's guessing, and I'm just comparing to Pangu right now. Pangu at 2.2 bill is like the top end of where it goes in the short term, but it can absolutely get there in the short term, like talking days, weeks. We got like 7 minutes, so we probably should talk some red rum. When is that drop coming?
So next Tuesday, the 28th. The exact time will be published. I'm gonna talk to Red right after this about the exact times. But yeah, I'm super excited about this one, honestly. Metamorphosis is the collection. You can go to Red's profile, and he has a Twitter, or he has a post pinned up there that's like really, really cool. I pinned it to the pre-link that I sent you. But in it, if you can spare 5 minutes, I really ask that everybody go read it, because it's one thing to see Red's work and another to see the absolute amazing thought that goes into it. We also did an amazing interview, or like a spaces with Stephen Miller in his color commentary last week. Again, we were the first ones up, so if you can spare 30 minutes of listening while on the treadmill or running around degenning, it was just really fun to...
Oh, shit, I lost your audio. Do you guys hear him? I don't hear you. Hang on. It might be me. Hang on. I'm sorry, dude. Do you guys hear Jared? Did you hear him? Did he cut out? Do like a thumbs up or drop in the comments. If you heard him and it's just me, then I don't know. I'll shut up and just let him talk. But if you can't hear him either, yeah, they lost you too. Yeah. Wait, okay, so Gus is saying, okay, they're saying they can't hear you. Okay. Try just even refreshing the browser. Try that. In the meantime, guys, I got to show you, we do a breaking news. Just gave me an excuse to do the fucking audio effect. But breaking news, guys, that strategic reserve announcement is coming. It is coming. Boom. All right, this is coming from like all these news wire fucking whatever. It's coming today. Executive order expected to be signed at 2:30 p.m. Eastern tonight, Eastern today. And then Trump going to hold a call with the president of El Salvador. Guys, it's coming. This is fucking wild. Senate to vote at 10 a.m. on Loomis becoming the chair of the Digital Asset Committee. Dude, huge. This is going to send the market. It's coming today. Strategic Reserve is coming today. And absolutely, this is it. This cycle is different. Officially, when that goes live, different. Hey, welcome back.
If
I got you.
That happens, holy shit. Wow.
I think it's happening, dude. I think
we have to figure out who the source is, but man, that's huge.
Yeah, I saw this even from like a few like bigger accounts. So I'm like, I'm sure it's true. You're right. Like, where's the source? But Cynthia Loomis did tweet big news today. So I
wonder if the whole Trump coin, any portion of that, like, because they're converting it to ETH and Bitcoin, if he's gonna put any of that in the strategic reserve. Honestly, like, what a Chad move to be able to say like the American people and all that have like helped fund it.
Dude, whatever he's doing is special. I know there's a lot of strong feels about that guy. I get it. You don't have to like him to maybe at least see that there's something really big happening here that probably is good for, I mean, crypto at the very least, but I'm excited about the AI stuff. I just think I was saying yesterday, this is the most, in my adult life, this is the most excited and like optimistic I've been about economy and just direction when it comes to building stuff that I've ever been. Like, I feel like we're entering some really, really good, interesting times, but really good times, like a big leap forward. And
yeah, I generally agree with you. I'm very optimistic about things. I also think that we have to do it with like intention and like be cautiously optimistic, right? Like, meaning like we're like, yeah, AI is amazing. We just can't go hand over the AI keys to Sam Altman, right? Like, not that I think he's shady. I just don't think he's like, I think that it's like egalitarian, right? Like, it should be free market. It shouldn't just be like, you go do this, right? So I think that there's
shady. He might be. I get shady vibes from him, man. He gives me a weird kind of vibe.
We can't sit there and say like, oh, this is a nonprofit, but I drive a $4 million Koenigsegg, like, because this is not for profit, right? Like,
something feels off there.
But no, I mean, but more than that, like it's just like, hey, we're if you believe in blockchain, like, at some point, like decentralization and egalitarian approach to things, like this is kind of like a new phrase that I like, is like merit based, right? Like let's lean into like the merit based culture where like the good excel, and I love that concept of America. That's the American dream. That's what everybody was sold, right? So I think there's a
Dude,
good story there.
indeed.
But
All
to,
right,
to go back to Red Rum, oh, go ahead.
no, it was just that. Let's hit that too, because we got just a couple
Because I know
minutes.
your time's limited. So the time will be announced. Follow the official 8nap account, 8nap_art. Listen up for Red Rum. I don't know if you want to announce it, but you're going to be throwing a allow list opportunity out. I want to extend it out. One of my goals with 8nap is to onboard more people into the ecosystems of the artists and help them grow their following. And look, at the end of the day, if you don't have the reserves, you don't want to mint it, don't like it. I don't, everybody's allowed to have their opinion. My only ask is that if you could take that post that's up on screen and repost it, like it, share it with somebody, because I can honestly tell you, having known Red now for some time, he's genuinely one of the most amazing, heartfelt, and committed artists in this space. And for that, I think it deserves a little bit of a like and repost.
Dude, please, guys, please definitely do that. Like, at the very least, read the post, like it, and retweet it. But if you can get a little time to actually listen to that space and hear him talk and hear them go through like kind of the process of this, the art, and I'm assuming he goes through his even career too, because he's an awesome freaking artist, and I've collected him for years, starting on Tezos, and he's grown tremendously. Very awesome, special artist. I dropped a link to the pre-mint whitelist, so you can enter there, like that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Well, the requirements are just on there. Follow Red Rum, follow 8nap art, and I'll share this out again on Twitter just so people can see it who maybe are watching over on that. Actually, yes, I definitely got to do that. I'll share this on X so you guys can, who are watching on X, can actually get involved too. But dude, the collection's just fucking amazing. I'm stuck on it.
Yeah.
So again, Tuesday. I keep losing. I got too many tabs.
Tuesday the 28th.
All right, perfect. Are the mint details on the pre-mint? I think they are.
Yeah, it says the 28th. It's 0.065 for the allow list. Public will be 0.088, so it definitely jumps up a little bit. The intent is to get people in early to reward them for being a little bit early and making that commitment. But you're kind of starting to see here on screen, like the details on these pieces are just like absolutely stunning. Like these, like I can't wait to have a few in my wallet so I can put them up on my white walls, because and he talked about this in the spaces he did for color commentary. He obsesses over the details. And I think that that's one of the things about this project that I am like, the colors are more vibrant, they pop, and then you just go into the details and they're really fun. There's like even some pieces in here. He just throws some like random curveballs where he has like aliens and like weird shit just like floating around in the background. And they're like subtle. They're not big. They're just like little, but you just start to have a lot of fun. So it's distinctively Red, but this one's a departure from his previous long form collection, which was a little bit more dark about the 7 deadly sins. This is intended to be like colorful and lively and like really, really fun and engaging. So
dude,
this is like a world that Red's created, and I'm loving it.
I love it. And I keep liking it more every time I look at it too. So that's coming next week. Again, I've told you guys, there's a lot of new people watching. You probably haven't heard thoughts on art over the next many days, and you're going to see it first off, but I'll keep talking about it because I do think we're hitting a special part of the NFT run. It barely has started. It's going to cook next week, but I keep saying I think we're going to have a very, very serious art meta. I think art's going to outperform, at least for a period of time, weeks, maybe months, though, outperform PFPs. I think it's time to focus on art. Red Rum is a guy you probably want to, I don't want to say bet on because I'm not trying to give financial advice, but he's a phenomenal artist with collectors. He's got just, again, a phenomenal thing he's doing. So this is a collection I can't wait to mint. I think it's going to do very well. And at minimum, as what it is, a collectible or a piece of art to keep and love, it's fucking amazing. So I'm excited for this mint coming next week. Next Tuesday when the mint goes live, I'll be showing it, sharing it, minting it, and making sure you guys don't miss it too. But I dropped a link to the pre-mint in the chat. I did that on YouTube, so you guys enter. I don't know when picks are drawn or anything. I'll get those details, and I'll share like afternoon show or tomorrow on this show. And I'll share that link also on X. So let me throw Jared up on the screen so you guys can follow him as well. You guys got Red Rum's account. It is Red Rum X Art. And you can follow Jared _ Poz, P-O-Z. He joins me every Thursday to talk about the art space. Guys, he's really deep, really connected in art. He knows his shit. So he keeps us pretty well plugged into art. And thank you for that, dude. And you guys got to follow his platform, 8nap Art. It is 8nap _ art. Definitely follow that and stay plugged in. I guess maybe next time or whatever, if you click on that, follow the links. They also have an NFT that gets you more involved in the platform. It gets you discounts on the mints. They're working with the best of the best out there in the art world. And these even more, it's like not up and comers, not the right term, but some really great artists who are making this leap to the next level. So they got a really special thing. You want to do like one final shill?
Well, I'll have to tell you some stuff that we're working on offline. But really, really amazing things coming up. That pass guarantees a mint within a mint period. It's usually at a discount. It's even though it says through 2024, it's through 2025. There's an official announcement on it. We have Corey Haber coming up. We have Patrick Amadon coming up. Another great AI artist that I love named Ren. We have
Dude, Ren is fucking awesome.
Yeah, Ren is like, dude, and what he's working on is like mind-blowingly good. Man. Like mind-blowingly good. Then it's like a series from Dengiz. Jake Inez is going to have an edition, and then I have like a couple more artists that are like this close to committing that I'm like crazy excited about. So I think there's a couple on secondary 0.3 ETH, so it's a pretty attractive ETH entry point, honestly, in my opinion, especially for what I know is coming up. And again, not trying to shill it or over promise. I actually do a really bad job of shilling it because I like to over deliver instead of over promise, right? So yeah, but Red Rum, next Tuesday the 28th, any support anybody would have there would be greatly appreciated. It's really awesome art. I've had the pleasure, obviously. Tuesday we went through and selected all the final pieces. So I know the final collection size, obviously 500, that's public, but I know all the final pieces, and there's some.
Might just be me.
There's some real bangers in there, man. I'm excited.
All right. I thought I lost you. It's me. I got so much shit open. It's like crawling my computer. You can see at the top of that.
I would say at the top, I'm having like PTSD just looking at your banner with how many tabs are open.
I have 2 other windows with the same. It's out of control. All right, guys, follow 8nap _ art. Follow us here at CryptoSlam.io on X. Again, 7 days. There's a lot of new people watching, which is cool as fuck. But 7 days a week, this stream is every freaking morning. And final thought on Anime Coin, because people want to know, do I buy, do I not? I don't care, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I don't know is the point. Nobody knows. I do think this is going over $2 billion. At least it has that chance. It does. Watch Pengu. Look at Pengu as the top of where it can go, and it definitely can get there. But just watch out for sentiment out there. I think it's a great coin, and I'll keep talking about it over the next many days and weeks and all that good stuff. I hope you guys have a great freaking morning, rest of your day. Big stuff coming here with the Strategic Reserve. We'll talk about it on the afternoon show. It is right here, same channel, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, guys. Fucking see ya.
Later.
Hang on, almost out. See you guys.